Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. I have a gross and, well, he's got some tissue on him, and scruffy-looking hamster. Little Mr. Charvy. He's not gross because he's losing his fur, and he was scratching pretty hard over here. He's got some scabs. It's so itchy, so I don't know why. I hope that's not a fungus area that he's scratching, but his fur is growing back. So I don't know, but the reason I call him gross is because of this. I have mentioned before, here we go, little guy. He just looks scruffy because his fur is coming off, and I'm not sure why. I think it's because of the heat and his age, because I've looked up stuff and it doesn't look like fungus because he scratches where it's dry, but there's nothing else aside from those red marks where he scratches, so I don't know. But I've mentioned before how if I take his food out of his plastic silent, well, quote-unquote silent wheel, he puts his food back in there. And when he runs, it goes scrape, 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 you know, tumble, tumble, scrape, tumble, scrape. He also, I've noticed yesterday and today, so I need to take the wheel out and just soak it and clean it again. Not only does he put his food in there, he'll dash up into the wheel and then he'll pee in it. Where his food is, and then he'll run and coat it all in his urine. But if you take the food out of the wheel, he carefully picks it all back up and puts it back in the wheel. I have no ideas. He's a weird little fellow, but hamsters are going to hamster. As long as they're happy and healthy and it's not hurting themselves to do what they do, hamsters are going to hamster. And he's hamstering. So I gotta clean his wheel out, and that'll be good. Definitely a thumbs up. And oh my gosh, yesterday, my sincere apologies. Bad day, many ways. Mostly because of the heat, but I fell asleep on and off through most of the morning here. After I'd done my vlog, I was trying to get some stuff, but I was actually mostly staying awake, but just kind of, I'd noticed that I was drifting. But I wouldn't be actually asleep. And that went on till about 1 o'clock. And when I tried to actually get some stuff done, that is when I went, I am going to get wham. And I didn't wake up until about 5 o'clock. I was just dead. I didn't even know I'd fallen asleep. It was literally in mid-thought, mid-movement, mid-doing something, trying to get work done, and boom. And I didn't wake up until about 5 or 6. Well, it was before 5. No, before 6 is what I meant to say, because I got started posting my video that I made rather quickly around 6 o'clock. So it was finally 7:30, but I was rendering around that time. And I'm barely awake, so my apologies. But so I woke up in time to get some stuff done, that one video, and then rendered and edited, and then I was falling asleep while it was rendering, woke up in time to get it posted, and then just kept falling asleep and waking up, and then finally, around 9 o'clock, I woke up. Well, it was just about bedtime, of course. Now, I'd sat in my chair all day because of this. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people where if I don't use my legs, oh my God, do they hurt. They just ache. There are people, very unfortunate people, who, if they do go walking because of insufficient blood supply, like if they stood up from here and walked down the stairs, by the time they got down the stairs, their legs would be killing them because they have peripheral arterial disease, which is they do not get sufficient blood flow to their outer extremities when they use their bodies, so they can't exercise. Now, there's many reasons that can happen. It can be self-caused by like smoking. It can also be caused by something that's not even your fault, just genetic or environmental. So if somebody has that, you can't just blame them and go, because no. So that sort of thing happens for them. I got just the opposite. If I don't move, my legs hurt. They just ache down to the bone. And last night, I hadn't walked, and so by the time I went to bed, I had to use my little peddler thing for a little while, just enough that my legs would stop aching, and even at that, it took way too long, and because of the heat, to fall asleep. So thumbs up for that. So that happened a lot of yesterday. That's why I only had 2 videos done. Heat just knocks me down, knocks me out. It's bad. And that's unfortunate. Well, I mean, of course it's unfortunate, but I don't like falling asleep in the first place. When I do fall asleep, I should have my sleep mask on. So when I fall asleep from the heat, caught by surprise like that, I'm sleeping without my sleep mask. So hopefully I'm not just going to die. Also, well, I was thinking about this one because 5:30 this morning, because, well, it was closer to 6. That's why it is 7:21 a.m. on Monday, the 30th of July. But I hit the road. I went out walking because my legs were just killing me last night, and finally I got like 3-4 hours of sleep. So I went out walking this morning. I got back around 7 o'clock-ish. And while I was out walking, I was also thinking once again about loose skin and what happens when you lose weight. Because right now I'm at 180 pounds, which is like 20 pounds less than before what I thought would be a good weight. But I'm actually pretty comfortable at 180. So I think I'm doing pretty good weight-wise. I mean, if I take off my shirt, you can count my ribs on the front and on my back. I mean, my ribs, my spine, you can see my scapula. There's no fat on my upper body. I mean, when you see me going wibble wobble here, this isn't fat, this is skin. This is where my collagen fibers in my skin have broken down. This part of my meat is just skin, and it's never, ever going to tighten up. Wherever you get stretch marks, that's loose skin forever and ever and ever. It's not going to tighten up on its own. It can't. You have collagen fibers in your flesh that hold things together to keep your meat, your skin good. And when you gain weight, your collagen fibers, which normally go like this, you know, and they're stretching and they're working, they're pulled out because they've got same number of fibers, but so much more skin to cover. And those fibers start to break, and then they just come apart entirely, one side here, one side there, and all through your skin those fibers are just going snippety snappity snippety wee pwang. And then imagine one of your old pair of underwear that you've had where all the elastic is just broken, snapped, loose pieces. Does that thing stay on, or does it just fall to your feet? That's your skin now. Wherever you've got stretch marks, the collagen fibers that would tighten up like this, all these areas on me, never stretched out so far so fast that the collagen fibers broke down. And so I've never had any stretch marks. This part of my arm used to be almost twice as big back when I was in the Air Force, and all the way up to like 10 years ago. I mean, it was wide. I looked like Popeye. But now, no. And do I have stretch marks? No. But up here, I've got stretch marks, and this is never, ever going to tighten up. Same thing with my belly. I've got stretch marks from my navel down to my pubic bone. That's never going to tighten up. It's always just going to be this loose, floppy, jiggly patch of skin there. Back on my buttocks and parts of my inner thighs, the stretch marks. Those wonderful looking skin, and the more weight I lose, the more I'm going to look melted in those areas. But that's life. I mean, that's what happens. Now, the big reason I bring that one up is with, I mean, because I don't have much, and I don't look too terrible, but somebody like Boogie, who used to weigh like 600 pounds and is down in the 300 to 400 range, he undoubtedly looks melted right now and will always look melted. His entire body, you can see it underneath his chin where he's stretched out. That part of him is never, ever going to tighten up. The only way to do that is surgically. 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 Very, very, very few insurance companies cover that. Even when it's something such a major thing as like Boogie, where it's his entire body that is going to have loose skin, that I've got this. He's probably hanging down to here or more. And it's going to be loose and floppy wings. and he's going to be loose and floppy everywhere. But insurance companies, that's just cosmetic. We don't cover cosmetic, unless of course you've got a lot of money, in which case you've got insurance that'll cover it. That's another thing too, the poverty tax, especially in the USA. I'm going to quickly jump from what I was talking about because I've pretty much covered it. Oh yeah, I've got a psoriasis patch coming in here. That's wonderful. I've noticed it's been coming in for the past couple of weeks. I've cleared up my psoriasis under here and back. For decades I've fought that here and through here. Now it's cleared up. Now it's coming in here. Yay. What was I talking about? I went and distracted myself so badly. I remember I was talking about loose skin, and I was going to talk about something else about that because it was reminding me of something else, but I can't remember what it was. So, oh well. Thumbs up. I will talk about this part though. My right to swing my fist ends where your nose begins. This was from the immortal writings, you know, as they're fading away even now because everyone just forgets who he was. Robert Heinlein. Very, 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 very important and true. My right to swing my fist ends where your nose begins. Now that doesn't mean just your literal fists. That's also the figurative fist of a gun. Your right to swing your gun, bang, ends where my nose begins. Don't go shooting your bullets through me. Also works ideologically. Your right to swing your beliefs ends where somebody else's saying no starts. Now, I've gone on with a whole bunch of this stuff for most of my life. In fact, I read Robert Heinlein as a kid. A lot of these things like this that he wrote were a major reason of why I believe what I believe now. And you got to remember, it's not that I am a liberal. I'm a diehard liberal. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent. I look at what people do instead of party. Right now, unfortunately, in the United States, the Republican Party is you look at what they do, it isn't pretty. They're the ones that are busy chopping out all like the veterans funding and educational funding and opening up all this terrible, terrible, terrible stuff. Remembering, of course, that the political beast is two heads of the same monster. The big difference in the United States, because it's always that way, the same thing around the world, just in varying degrees. But the big difference in the United States is there's the Democratic Party head. Yeah, it eats and kills because it's the same monster, but it's cultivating people for the future. Because if you eat everyone now, you're going to starve tomorrow. So you eat the poor, but you cultivate the poor and everybody else to make sure there's more people to eat in the machine tomorrow. Right now, the Republican head is just going because they're making money and they don't care. They're eating now. Tomorrow? Oh, well, tomorrow isn't here. They'll deal with that tomorrow. Great. Thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. No, it's I take a look at what people do, and then I vote based on that. Right now, unfortunately, what people do is not very pretty in the Republican Party, so I cannot, on principle, vote for a Republican. It's because if you support what's happening, you may say, oh, I like this one thing about what this one person does, so I support them. But if they're doing things like, you know, sexually abusing children, now, not them, but there is $1 billion a year and growing industry on detention camps to keep immigrant children away from their parents, where they have been, unfortunately, sexually abused. And we have the joyous situation of like 4-year-olds having to fill out official paperwork that says, I understand it is my legal obligation to stay away from the man that abused me. Not the man's job to not abuse her anymore. Not the man's job to be fired for abusing her. No, it's her job as a child in a detention center to legally avoid the man who abused her, who still works there. The system is evil. So if you support the one nice thing, from the people that are doing that, you're supporting that. And I've tweeted about this before. It's like, you know, if you can support taking children away from their parents and then having the parents sign paperwork saying, you need to sign this piece of paperwork to get your daughter back, and then finding out later from translators that they actually handed you something saying, I understand, I will never get my child back again. There's right and there's wrong and there's good and there's evil, and there are evil actions going on in this world, and if you support that, well, we have differing ideas on ethics, morals, decency, and what it means to be a human being. Now, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I try not to talk about politics because I'm quite sure that I've pissed off a lot of people. I'm probably going to get a lot of unsubs because of that. That's why I try not to talk about things like politics or religion too much. But I am who I am, and I have to be honest about it, because honesty, rigorous self-honesty, rigorous honesty with others is part of my sobriety. But I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people. It is arranged because even though I'm counting American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, I still get lost. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're not really good at pronouncing things. I'm not reading the comments right now. I have excellent peripheral vision, so when I look at a name, I mean, I can't help but read the comments around them even without reading the comments. So that happens, but I'm not reading them right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Thumbs up each one I read. Answer as many as I can. So thumbs up on that. Let me call up my room. And we have, oh, I left the page. Fat Fachuk, thank you very much. Betrayed, greatly appreciated. Suicide, oh, thumbs up and thank you. Ariana, greatly appreciated. Clary Emily Subtitulos, ooh, I know I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. And Carlos Vega, greatly appreciated. Wall, how about that? SSG Calvin, greatly appreciated. Kira Linham, always good to see you in the comments. Thank you very, very much. Memes for Life, thank you very, very much. Bulwark AC, thumbs up and thank you. Travis Sutton, greatly appreciated. Paladin Walliam, I sure hope I'm close, thank you. And my name is Bob333, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. Then we have Forgotten Redemption, heck of a name, I like that. And Editorial Gamer, thank you very, very much. Aaron Buckley, MP4, thumbs up. Tercio Philo, greatly appreciated. Olive Kittens, thumbs up and thank you. Chandon Warad, I sure hope I'm close, thank you very, very much. Chakma Hoy, it's H-O-J, so I'm not sure, but thank you very, very much. OJ the Juice Box, thumbs up and thank you. And Shane Heston, greatly appreciated. Andy Walters, thumbs up and thank you. And last but not least, Ice Damon, thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. As stated, you get me out of this scary, dark, frightening, dark, dank meme. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's not a deep, dark, dank meme. It's just called, let me get centered. You get me out of this deep and dank. I can't say it anymore. Thank you very, very much for leaving me a comment. If you could check out my links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, Google+. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign, as several wonderful, gracious people have, thank you so very much, Thomas. Or become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people. That would be truly beautiful and awesome. But if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes, I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool, would be greatly appreciated. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you are down with it, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. I don't know what my hands are doing. I don't know what the motions I do mean. My body just does stuff, and I'm along for the ride up here. Thumbs up. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. I did want to talk about some other stuff, but I don't have any other stuff to say, so if you can check out my gaming channel, that would be cool. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. It would be wonderful. It would be nice. I'd like to get it monetized, so if you like to watch old people play video games, then hey, the channel would be awesome. We're on an Amazon wish list. If you could support me and say, oh god, there was my first and only of the day. I am so sorry. I should edit that out, make myself look better. But I do have an Amazon wish list. It would be cool if you could check that out. Thank you very much. I don't feel entitled. Don't feel obligated, but thank you if you do. Thumbs up. Well, hopefully I'm going to have a reaction. Hopefully I'm going to have a game video for this channel. Hopefully a game video for the other channel. But if I fall asleep because it's even slightly warm, ain't going to happen. So you take care, and I will see you on the flip side, my friend.